Well, welcome back to another episode of Hockey Night in Manchester. We're back here in the Storm Shelter for a little more game action tonight. This time the Fife Flyers will come and talk about how they are matched up with Manchester Storm and have been particularly close rivals this season. But to begin this week's episode, well, a very important issue cropped up this week across the pond and made quite a few NHL fans and goalies a little bit angry. It was the important subject of pants. And if you live in the Northwest, then you'll know which pants I'm talking about. Not those pants, if you're thinking that. I mean goalie pants, the proper pants. Do you know what I mean? Well, no, I don't really know either. So I've been looking into this and doing some very serious research. And who better to call upon than our very own Manchester Storm goalies. So earlier this week, I went to go meet them just after practice and find out a little bit more about the equipment they use.
I wear a slightly different type than Clemmer. Mine are CCM, so they're slightly wider, slightly more kind of barrel-shaped, if you will.
Is that because you have a bigger bum?
No, no.
It's a compensate for a smaller bum.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a little bit wider, but I tend to kind of cinch them up because I wear my chest protector over top, whereas Clemmer tucks his in his pants. So, you know, I've been wearing CCM for a while. I'm comfortable with them, and yeah, they've been great this season so far, so no complaints.
All right, mine are a little different. It's Vaughn, which is my personal favorite in gear because I destroy everything and their stuff lasts a little longer. They're not quite as wide. They're a little more rounded, but they're still a lot bigger than the new NHL ones. And what I do with mine is, since I tuck my chest protector inside, I loosen them up a bit so they widen out, and I tuck them in and I tie this lightly through here to keep the chest protector in, and that keeps the pants nice and wide, and it also keeps my chest protector from popping up. And if that happens, it pops up, I get a puck to the stomach, and that wouldn't feel good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're much bigger than what the NHL guys are using now, and they're the new NHL pants are kind of like skinny jeans, and these are kind of like they're straight leg jeans. They're not the baggy pants that the guys used to wear, but they're still quite big, and more than we really need, but we're not complaining.
The way I understand how things have changed, and people are kind of quite angry at the fact that this has changed mid-season as well, nothing to do with the fashion trend, but they are clenched tighter around the waist, and it's a bit more of a rounded, you kind of alluded to that there, a bit more rounded around the thigh, and gives goalies, which did make me laugh, a bit more of an hourglass shape about them. Ultimately, why have they changed the pants?
We were joking about it, but they're just trying to make it so that goalies aren't using their gear to make saves. Kind of like just taking up space. So they're trying to get rid of that and make things kind of smaller and more form-fitting, because there are guys in the NHL that were really, really not very big, wearing jumbo-sized pants. So they're trying to fix that. It's a bit unfortunate that they did it in the middle of the season, but they're pros, and I think there's already been 2 scoreless games since they introduced them. So it'll be interesting to see if it actually increased scoring, because you're just making goalies more mobile and cutting away kind of the bulk, and it hasn't worked for the NHL since they've changed the pad. So it's going to be an interesting experiment for the rest of the year.
Show me your chest protectors, because you, Spanny, wear it outside of your pants and you wear them inside.
So I have mine quite loose, so then the front section will like hang over the top, whereas Clemmer obviously wears his a bit more snug around the midsection, so he'll tuck it in. I used to wear it like that. It's kind of just a preference thing. I switched to this and I like it now, so I don't know if you have an advantage either way. It's just, guys like different things, so that's the way I've been wearing it for a while.
You're taller than Phil. Does that also make a difference for goalies?
Well, it just, your style of play might be a little different. For me, I'm a little more out of control than Phil is. So I need my gear to be a little tighter and just so it kind of moves better. And that's why I went with, it's an extra large chest protector, but it's not as wide as Phil's. And it tucks in better. And it's just your style of play all depends on how you wear your gear. You'll see certain goalies, wear and flock to certain types of gear, and guys that play a different way will stick with CCM. And I wore CCM last year, and it was too big, too bulky. I couldn't move. I fell over all the time. And but yeah, your style of play, you'll gravitate towards certain gear and certain, the sizing changes. But as Phil said, it doesn't really make any.
Yeah, I think I think it's just a preference thing. And
how much weight does it add to you?
Can't be more than 15 pounds.
I don't know. You don't. To be honest, you don't really notice it when you're playing. I mean, when you carry your bag, that's when you notice how much it weighs. But yeah, you just get used to it really. So you don't think about it when you're on the ice.
See, I used to play the bass guitar at school, and sometimes there were days when I would think, I wish I played the flute. Did you ever have that feeling? With those kit bags are huge. When you're flying to somewhere like Belfast, or even from, back home, it's huge weight.
After every away game, I think, why am I a goalie? Just because of the bag. Yeah, it's heavy. It's not too bad during the season because we only carry our bag for away games. During the summer, every time you go to the rink, you have to carry your bag. So you have to carry it all the time, and that's awful. And but yeah, it's a lot of gear. And when I was younger, my mom used to have to carry my bag, and then one day she was like 5 months pregnant, and some guy just started yelling at me outside the rink, "Carry your bag!"
Do you want to clarify how old you were?
I was like 7. Yeah, I was like 7 or 8 because it was my youngest brother. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And after that, I had to carry my bag. But
good.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think it makes the most difference on like you said, in away trips, and especially when we go to Belfast, because we're flying and we have to check an extra bag in. So that's kind of annoying.
And there's always every time we've gone to Belfast, it's always like you go up there, you have 2 bags, and the lady goes away and has to talk to someone for 5 minutes to make sure it's okay that I have 2 bags, and everyone's just chirping at you from behind because you're slowing things down, and you're just like, it's like 6:30 in the morning, and everyone's jumping all over you. You're having like a mini panic attack in the airport. But yeah,
you're such a diva, can I say?
I
such
know.
a diva.
I am.
Well, thanks very much to Mike Clemente and Phil Spanswick for a lesson, an education in goalie pants. And let me just tell you, I was very, very glad that you don't have smell-o-vision. I was gasping for a fresh breath of air after that interview. Anyway, we move back on to the game in hand today. A very important one. Fife Flyers and Manchester Storm, as I said last week, have no love lost between them this season. And if you look back to the last time they met, well, there were fans ejected, there were players ejected, there were bans, there was even suspended fines as well. So it will be an incredibly important game to see both teams meet again. I've got a little text that I received earlier this week which really highlights how important this game is. Let me read it to you. It's from, I'll call them a very important person. It's a massive weekend coming up for Manchester Storm. If they win both their games, then there'll be a 10-point cushion between us and 9th place. If they lose, then it will be a dogfight between now and the end of season to secure that playoff place. Well, that proves how important it is. So we'll be hoping for some good action and a win here in our fortress, which is the Storm Shelter. And I've always wanted to do this. And I'm hoping that in the first and the third period, not the second, that there'll be a man right here doing exactly this.
Johnson to Earhart. He's been exceptional for the Manchester Storm over the past month or so. The player of the month last month, and I wouldn't be surprised if he picks it up again this month.
Yeah, he got his first goal for the Storm the other day as well.
Valkak loses out the puck. Flyers breaking once again. Can't be controlled by Matt Siska. Here comes Heatley though. Trabuco. Heatley's in the middle waiting. Trabuco fires it. Glove save by Owen. Can't keep hold of it though. Valkak back to Trabuco. Good pad save, blocker save there from Owen. Fired in again. Storm looking to get a man in front of Owen on any occasion they can. And it's a possible goal.
Oh,
it is! Chipped in by Patrick Valkak by himself on the far post.
Yeah, good bit of movement there by the Storm.
Looks like Earhart picked up the puck on the half boards. Looking for it, and it's a nice little pick out there from Earhart.
Yeah, good little pass. Well played by Patrick there, just sitting on that far post.
Lightning start for the Manchester Storm, 16:53 gone in the first period. The Manchester Storm are 1-0 up against the Fife Flyers.
You got to say they're good for it as well. Seems pretty much one-way traffic.
I think they'll have a point to prove tonight, the Manchester Storm, after a shoddy display on Wednesday.
Damn it, Jimmy's dead.
There's Nielsen up against the ball, pinned up by the Fife man. Fife clear their zone. Schoon on the near side, taking around the back of the Storm net, hustled by Omar Pasha. Connor manages a bit of a confusion there between Prince and Nielsen. The turned over, here come the Flyers with Haynes. Haynes fires it in, it's a blocker save from Clemente.
No one out in front there for Fife.
No,
it's all Storm players.
I think they'll have to change that tactic if they're to get any success here in the Storm shelter tonight.
Yeah, and a hello to Steve Redfern out there watching a webcast in Saudi Arabia.
Evening,
Says,
Steve.
Let's go Storm. Interesting fact for you out there, Steve, that Saudi Arabia don't show the Flintstones, but Abu Dhabi do.
Earhart. Earhart fires it wide.
The delayed call there.
38 seconds remaining on the power play for the Manchester Storm. Just over 5.5 minutes on the period. Valkak on the far side. He's got Heatley as support. Comes out in front. And it's a goal for the Manchester Storm. Trevor Trabuco.
I don't know who he is, but it was a good goal.
He'd be one hell of a player. Mario Trabuco.
Yeah, fortunate bounce off a skate there, I think it was.
Pulls it back looking for Heatley, but gets as you say, unfortunate from the Flyers' point of view, lands right in front of Mario Trabuco.
Shoots and scores.
So offensive draw for the Manchester Storm. Trabuco, Heatley, Valkak forwards, joined by Johnson and Dallas Earhart. Turned over, Heatley's got the puck, it's out in front for Valkak. Heatley tried to get a backhand on it, but he couldn't do. It's cleared by the Flyers. Trevor Johnson did well there to get hold of that, otherwise it was a possible break for the Flyers. And there is Heatley, drop pass to Valkak. Valkak looking for a pass possibly, circles around the back of the net. Nothing opening up at the moment, good pass to Trevor Johnson, flicks it in, and it's a goal for Trevor Johnson, I think. Possible Mario Trabuco?
I think it took a tip, but it was all about that pass from Patrick Valkak. Taking it behind his own net, as you see here. Still cycling, picks out Trevor Johnson, fires it in, and I'm sure it got a tip out in front.
Even if Mario didn't get a tip there, it deserves an assist there just for taking the eyes of Owen.
Let's have a look at it and see if we can see who gets the tip. Is it Heatley or... It might be Heatley, you know. sure.
Wait and
We'll
see.
see what the call is anyway.
And the Manchester Storm are now 3 goals to good against the Five Flyers. Comes Dzinski. Dzinski staying strong on the puck. Out in front to Swindlehurst, who's jumping up, pinching up a bit. Cleared by Matt Siska. Paul Phillips resetting, passes it across to Bissonnette. Dumps it in the corner for Cartier to chase down, which he does do successfully. Possible break here. Swindlehurst went down. A few fans were calling for a penalty, I think optimistically.
Yeah, this isn't a football match, come on.
Farley. And there will be a penalty now on the Manchester Storm. Paul Phillips.
Interference is the call.
Paul Phillips also not happy with that one.
Seemed a bit of just a coming together of the two. He gets a penalty though.
Big power play here for the Five Flyers. You feel they've got to hit back pretty soon after going 3 goals down with 11:38 remaining in the second period.
Yeah, certainly at the beginning of this period, you know, they certainly looked the more dangerous of the two sides. Whether that was down to Storm making it hard for themselves or Fife taking it up a notch, I don't know. They'll be looking to get something out of this power play anyway.
I think Fife definitely came out with more intensity in the second period. We spoke about that forecheck. They win the draw. It's fired in by Haynes, I believe it was. Down goes the Flyers man at centre ice. No call on the play. Storm probably just look to slow it down a little bit here. Dumped in by Omar Pasha. Comes the puck possession straight back to the Flyers. Miscontrol by the Flyers once again. It's given straight back to him again though. I don't like to see that from the Storm. It's all about puck possession.
Yeah, could have shaved off a few more precious seconds there.
Here comes Shabo at the half boards. Moyer's waiting at the blue line. It's across to Paquette. Paquette fires it in, looking for a tip from Fox. Intentionally wide, I suspect. So cleared from the Storm. Owen had to see it wide. 54 seconds remaining on this Five Flyers power play. Yet to get a shot on target.
Yeah, they've not had much chance to set up in Storm's zone.
Yeah, they do come with a bit of pace though. Circles around the net. Jackman's waiting at the point, possibly for a one-timer. There is Jackman, fires it across. So it looks like came off Dallas Earhart there. Doing well to cover the shot. Finucci. Trevor Johnson clears the zone.
Great play there by Trevor Johnson, just muscling the Flyers off the puck and clearing the zone.
13 seconds remaining on the power play. That was possibly Moyer looking for a call on Valkak. Nothing coming. Dumped in by Brooks. Storm back to full strength as Paul Phillips rejoins the ice. Well killed off by the Storm. They have in the past been in danger of giving up goals straight after the penalty kill. So I'll look to see this one out.
It's always a dangerous time, that. Shape changes.
That's it, you've got currently Omar Pasha playing left wing.
This will be an important change now. And keep possession in this line change.
Omar having to do some coaching as he was coming off the ice, telling who he wanted on the ice. Not ideal. One of the drawbacks of being a player coach, I guess. Can't just concentrate on your own game. Fired in wide from the Storm. Here's Bissonnette, shoots it across. The man in front, Dzinski!
Oh, what a finish! What a finish, Darian Dzinski.
Manchester Storm 4, the Five Flyers 0.
Yeah, let's have a look at this. Pass across. Picks his spot. And it's turning into a bit of a rout.
Still early days, Simon, early days.
Oh yeah, I might have cursed it now.
Draw one by the Storm. Turnover though. 2-on-2. Fox drive the net, looking for the pass. Well defended by the Manchester Storm.
Yeah, Dallas Earhart there with an interception. He's a cool as you like player, but don't take any liberties with him. He's not a soft touch, that's for sure.
Certainly not, no. Dropping the gloves last week with Garrett Colotz for the Blaze. Fight to the heavyweights, both huge men. Glove down by Owen, 1:30 remaining. Brooks through centre ice, drops it, but Valkak's all over the ice tonight. Trabuco. Valkak once again, looking for the pass. Tries to fire it across to Swindlehurst, who can't keep it inside the zone. Storm have to reset.
Poor pass there by Paul Phillips. He's really disappointing with himself.
Last minutes of the second period. Possible break here. Dzezinski.
Oh, well, Paul Phillips made up the poor pass before with a nice little backhand, finding Darren Dzezinski open in the middle. And what a finish. There's the pass. On his backhand. Up.
Another water bottle popper. Seen one a few weeks from Jack Prince.
Well, we're going to have a bit of a tough time calling man of the match here. I was thinking Valkak, thinking Dzezinski. And we've still got a period to go.
5 Flyers in the Storm zone. Looking to get an early goal in the third period. Nothing as yet. Cartier. Stick down by Brooks. Dzezinski out in front to Matt Bissonette. Bissonette looking for the shot. Stick save from Owen. Seen it all the way, comfortable. There's Phillips still.
There's the Storm fans there taunting Owen in there. Bit of banter from the stands.
It's been a long time since I've heard anything like that in the shelter. Oh, it's a fought off from Mike Clemente. Great tip shot there by the 5th man.
Good save too.
Yeah, Schoon it was for the Flyers. Great reactionary save from Mike Clemente. 18 minutes remaining in the third period. 5 looking for pressure, another tip there. Still the Flyers put pressure. Back to Haynes at the point. Looking for a lane, fires it in. Men in front, Schoon battling. Lots of traffic in front of Mike Clemente's goal at the moment. Pressure here from the 5 Flyers. Fired once in again. Bit of urgency from the Flyers.
Yeah, it's needed, obviously, with that scoreline.
Sticked away from Clemente. Finucci gains the entry, or does he? No, sorry, it was stuck behind the TV, couldn't see it. Cross ice pass in the air. Tapped out by Varley. Wands, good stick check there from Trevor
Trabuco.
Jesus.
No, he's not playing either.
Flyers resetting behind their own goal. He comes out with a bit of pace here for his centre ice. Ryan Dingle looks for Fox. Fox fires it in. Looking for the stick of Dingle, who picks the puck up. First time shot across by Moya. Nobody there though. Fox to Dingle. Dingle, and it's a goal for the Flyers. They get the first goal of the night. Beats Mike Clemente on the far side.
Yeah, you see Mike's not happy with that. Beating all sides up.
Goal 16:27 remaining. Yeah, you'd expect Mike Clemente to do better with that.
Yeah, well, 5 get one on the board.
Harding. It's out in front. Jack Prince, Harding's out there. It's covered up by Owen.
Yeah, a bit of chippy play. A bit of dirty stuff, but I like to see that as well.
That's what we want. From a Storm point of view, they'll just want to grind out this result now. Nothing too fancy. And it's going off. I can't see who that is. It's Adam Harding.
Yeah.
Adam Harding, 3 rabbit punches with, is that Muir?
Yes, it is.
Muir with a couple of big over right hands. Adam Harding holding his own though. Muir's got a free right hand and uppercut from Adam Harding. A few rabbit punches with his left hand for Harding. Muir with another huge right uppercut. And a big uppercut again from Muir.
That one would have hurt. You have to count your teeth there, Adam, I think.
Yeah, some big punches thrown by the 5th man there.
There's a good man, you got to admire that.
Adam Harding got a few away as well.
Won't be pushed around, Adam Harding. We've seen it numerous occasions.
No.
He might be stepping up from the EPL from Swindon to us this year, but he will not be pushed around.
And I think from looking at it from a Storm point of view, they'll be happy with that trade-off. We're at a full bench now. We're carrying the extra forward, so Harding, there's no problem with him sitting for 5 minutes. And likewise, I'm sure the 5 Flyers will be happy with that. A bit of fire shown by the team. 7:20 to go in the 3rd period. Still a 4-goal lead for the Manchester Storm. As Eric Nielsen comes off the ice to be replaced by Mario Trabucco. Shaver on the near side for the Flyers. Seen off by Connor Varley. Picked up by Omar Pasha. Storm looking to break. Here's Dickin again. Dickin!
Oh! Well, you can see what Shane Owen thinks of that. Straight down onto his knee.
Dickin puts the cherry on the cake for the Manchester Storm as they extend their lead to 5 goals once again.
Yeah, it was a good finish there. I was just going to call it a dangerous pass by Pasha to Dickin. I thought he was going to get levelled out, but obviously took the puck into the zone. Took that shot. Great finish.
That's where those just millimetres make a difference.
And in it goes. Owen disappointed with himself there.
See, last week that pass by Omar Pasha would have been a turnover and everybody had been screaming and shouting, but it was straight to Dickin's tape. He took it on the far side, cut in and tucks it away. Here come the Flyers. Possible 3-on-1 break here for the Flyers.
Big
Fox breaking
chance.
to the middle. Moyer waiting. And it's an awful pass from the Flyers, man. I can't see who that was just yet.
Could this be the salt in the wound?
It was Dingle. Adam Harding!
Called it from one end to the other.
That's Adam Harding's 3rd league goal, I think.
Yeah, well done, Adam. Good finish. And you've got to say that's the end of the game. I think even Callum might give up on this.
See Mike just having a chat with the bench there.
He still thinks Spanswick might come in.
I'd like to see him, to be honest.
Yeah, no, he's not looking like he's interested. He's got his woolly hat on there.
So 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd period.
So that's 2 big, heavy defeats for the Flyers. They'll be looking for a bounce back in the next game, that's for sure.
Here comes Patrick Valkak. Heatley, Valkak, bobbling around in front. Shaver for the Flyers. 3:25 remaining. Bit of pace here for the Flyers. Pad save from Mike Clemente.
Yeah, and Storm first back to that puck, clearing up. Got to think both teams here will just see out the game.
Just being reminded here by Gordon Fernie as well that the Flyers will still be 4 points above the Manchester Storm in the league. Thanks, Gordon. Just when I was having a good night. Benucci, blocker save from Clemente. 2:50 remaining. Omar Pasha taking a tumble by nobody was around him. Would often be the most awkward ones. So now Cody Cartier do something similar a few weeks ago and have a.
I think his blade just dug into the ice, his skate blade, and just twisted over on his right leg.
Cartier sat a few weeks out, he did.
It looks like a formality now. Just over 2 minutes to go.
So a shout out to Chris Spanswick in Calgary.
I think he played for the Altrincham Aardvarks as well.
Yep, he's the father of our very own special.
As an ex-Aardvark myself, I'll send over some merch, I believe you're visited.
Yeah, Haynes. There's Dingle. 140, Haynes. Fired in, wide. So come on then, Si. I think it's pretty definite that Storm are going to come away with the 2 points here. Man of the match.
Obviously Darian Dzinski's played really well, but I think I'd have to give it to Patrick Balka.
Fine to the near side.
They get one in.
7 goals to 2 now.
Yeah, good little finish. Just got to say a little bit too late with 1 minute 17 to go.
It's good to see the 5 players still celebrating that goal. I think they're all big, old enough and wise enough to realise that you have these nights.
Never gave up over 3 periods.
Shaber out in front, and it's another goal for the 5 Flyers. Matthew Siska getting the Flyers' 3rd goal, even though on the scoreboard it's still showing 1. Oh, it's just jumped to 3. Tell you what, if it keeps jumping that now in the next 37 seconds, it might not be over.
I think this is very much a case of the Storm have gone to sleep and Fife just playing for pride, really. There'll be one man on that Storm team that'll be very angry with it. Mike Clemente will not be enjoying these.
I don't know how happy Omar Pasha will be either, but say the goal.
Yeah, I forgot about the boss.
Yeah.
He reminded me the other day that he does watch these back and listen to us, so we got to just watch your P's and Q's.
Come the Flyers once again. Another shot across and a tip by Brooks. Just 10 seconds to go. Well, from a Manchester Storm point of view, that's been a hugely successful night for them. Getting a big win against the 5 Flyers, 7 goals to 3.
Yeah, and needed as well. You know, we've watched them certainly through the whole of January and the beginning of February. You know, stop-start, stuttering around, picking up the odd point here and there, but really not clicking. But you have to say tonight, it went pretty well.
7-3 on the scoreboard. How mighty proud we are as Manchester Storm fans. Joined by a couple of people who will be happy to the right-hand side of me. Stephen Packer and Simon Harris, who provided commentary for you today. And also Alan Crowe, a 5 Flyers fan, but also a man who writes for a living about Fife, all things Fife, I suppose is how we say. We'll catch up with a bit more analysis of the game in a moment. But first of all, let's get some post-game reaction from our player coach, Omar Pasha.
I think it was a whole great team performance for the most part. Everything and everybody stepped up to the plate, and we had some good talks this week that I think we just had to come back to basics again, and that's what we did. And, you know, I thought 58 minutes of really, really good Storm hockey, and just the last 2 was a bit disappointing. But you know, when you play that well for so long, you know you're going to have sometimes during the game you might not be as high performing, and that's what happened in the last 2 minutes. But it's a big win. So,
what do you mean when you say go back to basics? What does that mean to you?
I think it was just our offensive play overall. We tend to force plays at times before early on, and during our when we lose games, it's mostly because we're forcing plays rather than keeping the puck. We want to be a puck possession team. We want to always play with the puck, and unfortunately, when we struggle as a team, it's because we never have the puck and we're always defending. So you just saw tonight the composure of a lot of our forwards, and also our D stepping in and jumping into play. And yeah, that was, and also our defensive play. I thought our defensive play was a lot better tonight. You saw we didn't concede many chances, and when we did, well, Clemmer's there for that. So no, overall, it just getting back to what we're good at as a team, and that's what we did tonight.
Well, Omar Pasha will probably be going to bed with a smile on his face tonight. Sets up the boys for a great road trip tomorrow, a long one as well, to Dundee. We'll have all the reaction to that game on this week's Forecast, the Manchester Storm podcast. Well, let's recap that game with the guys who were watching it from the gantry. Stephen Packer, Simon Harris. It must be nice to commentate a game just like that, I imagine.
Yeah, it feels like it's been quite a while, to be honest. Storm came out flying, get an early 2-goal lead in the first period. I don't know, the Five Flyers looked a little bit jaded perhaps. They didn't have the usual high tempo, high press, high forechecking game that they had last time they visited the shelter, and it definitely gave the Storm defensemen more time on the puck to be able to make those plays. So they'll be delighted in the start that the Storm got. And it's been a while. We usually were quite quick out the blocks, but the last few weeks we found ourselves in a hole early, so that will please Omar Pasha, that's for sure.
Simon, some real stars from Manchester Storm. Darian Dzinski as one, and Patrick Valkak as well. Just tell us about how they've performed throughout this game.
Well, yeah, we called it on the webcast as well. Was thinking who'd be man of the match, and it was between those two really. We went with Patrick Valkak as well as whoever it is here that chooses. Led by example. We've been saying the last couple of weeks, real jump in his step, playing with that intensity, which shows from his stats. Getting a few penalties as well, plays with that edge. So if he's catching those penalties, he's on the top of his game. So really good to see. And Darren as well was such a great finish for one of his goals. Well, 2 of his goals actually.
Well, let me bring in Alan Crowe, 5-3 press editor. Have I said that right, Alan?
Correct, yes, correct. That's right.
It seems like an awful amount of words. Four words to roll into one. I might invent you a new job title.
Feel free.
29 shots on goal for both teams. What was preventing Fife from getting it in the back of the net?
I think from the very start, Manchester came out with a huge intensity, and they kept it going. They rolled non-stop. They hit Fife for that first 5 minutes, and it was like a bullet out of a gun. And I don't think they let Fife dictate the tempo at any given time. So Flyers were always on the back foot. They're missing Brian Cameron tonight. That doesn't help. I know Matt Sisker got a knock midweek as well. But even allowing for that, they didn't really test Mike Clementi all that much, in all honesty. Had the game finished 7-1, they would have had no complaints. 7-3, I think, puts a bit of gloss on a performance that, if you ask any fans that are down here tonight, they're unimpressed with.
It takes the statistics to 4 apiece. 4 wins for Fife, 4 wins for Manchester Storm for the meetups. Yeah. I mean, there's been some really different kind of results for Manchester Storm and Five Flyers. Either really close or ridiculously one team stormed ahead. Forgive the pun.
Yeah, I mean, that's the story of the season for almost every club. Consistency has been completely elusive, apart from the top 3. Manchester came to Kirkcaldy and they got absolutely hammered 7-0. And I remember Todd Dutain saying that was not a true Manchester performance. They just got wiped off the ice tonight. To be honest, Manchester did to Fife tonight what Fife did to Manchester up in Kirkcaldy. And that lack of consistency is the one thing that the chasing pack in the league, there's about 4 or 5 teams there. All of them could finish 4th, all of them could finish 8th. And there's a big difference in terms of momentum going into the playoffs. If you hit 4th spot or 5th spot on a winning streak, your chances are much better. If you're going in 8th place and you're not hitting form, it's a lottery.
Simon, it was great to see so many goals from Manchester Storm, because goals have been something that the team have been lacking in the past few weeks.
Yeah, it's been really frustrating to watch at times as well, just not shooting as much as they should, and obviously tonight it all came good. There was some absolutely great finishes there, Taylor Dickin with one, Adam Harding getting another. It's good to see the British guys score, as we know. So, yeah, it's a relief. Let's just hope they can take this on into tomorrow's game against Dundee as well.
And I think that, we've come up against probably one of the best goaltenders in the Elite League this year in Owen. So that as well will be an added delight for the team, that they know that they can stick 7 goals past one of the best netminders in the league.
Shane Owen Also loved as a goaltender in this league.
Yeah.
How's he been received by fans? I mean, one Five Flyer fan told me last time I visited Kirkcaldy that they felt he was the best goaltender that Fife had in a long time.
Yeah, without a doubt he is one of the best, and given that we had Kevin Regan a couple of seasons ago who was outstanding, I mean, the aim of this year's team for Fife was to upgrade on last year, and Shane Owen is a massive upgrade on last year. He's confident, he commands the defence, he has done from day one, nothing flashy, he's a rock, and he has backstopped Fife to so many wins over this season. He's one of the cornerstones of the team. Shane Owen, Ryan Dingle, Russ Moyer, Brendan Brooks, that is the spine of the team, and Shane is a big time goalie as well. I suspect come playoff time he will get even better. I mean, to put 7 goals past him, A, that'll really hurt him, because that goalies don't like losing that number of goals, and B, I don't think many teams will do that anywhere in the league. So I mean, it's a credit to Manchester's finishing tonight. I thought the 300th goal that the guy scored was an absolute peach. That was the goal of the night for me. Not a lot he could have done with the goals, to be honest, tonight, Shane. I mean, his defence didn't give him that much help, and it was one of those nights. But as a goalkeeper, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, let me just quickly look ahead to things coming up. Let's ponder into the future of Manchester Storm. 13 games left of the season. We were looking back at points that were left behind at the end of last season, but Coventry Blaze took the 8th place to get that playoff spot. They finished up with 51 points. I think you guys are discussing on the webcast earlier of how many points do you think that we need to make sure that Manchester get that playoff place?
Yeah, I came up with at least half. 14 I'd set out at a 28 possible. There's 2 there, and there's a good chance of 2 tomorrow. So I don't think the pressure's really on Manchester Storm. I think you just got to keep trundling away and hopefully get results like this. You know, the pressure's on Coventry this time around. But like you just said, they put on the afterburners last year and just blew us away. So it makes for an exciting end of the season, that's for sure.
Very important week. Next week, Hockey Night in Manchester will be covering a double header for Sheffield Steelers. The home game is on Sunday night. Stephen, are you do you look forward or do you dread a double header with Sheffield Steelers?
I think it depends on the time of the year that it is. This I've got no problem with. It's the double headers that we have over the New Year period. We got such a small roster that you've got a heavy hockey schedule over the Christmas festive period, and then we get lumped in playing a double header against Sheffield Steelers, one of the powerhouses of the league. And to me, it's not the best time for us to be coming up against a team like Sheffield, who've got such depth and such skill in their team. Next weekend, different story. We'll have a week's rest, relaxation. The guys will be amped, they'll be ready to go. And I am really hopeful that we will finally beat the Sheffield Steelers in a competitive game.
You heard it here first, anyway. So therefore, if there are any losses, this is the man that you need to send your complaints to. Okay, well, it's been a fantastic evening for Manchester Storm fans. Thank you, Alan. Apologies that you didn't get any points, but I'm not really sorry. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, check out all of the information about Brad Rubachuk, his jersey being retired in this building next Sunday. And as we always say here on Hockey Night in Manchester, always take the weather with you.